Hello everyone and welcome to a very special episode of Loot Drop. As always, I am David, Player 1, but joining me today for the first time is one of our NPCs. I've talked about them a little bit before, but this is Chris, aka 3B.
How's it going, guys?
Chris, thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us come and shoot this at your place.
No problem, man.
And as y'all may have guessed, we are checking out the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Uber Elite EX Plus Turbo Edition. I don't remember. What is the exact name of this?
It's actually called the Pantheon Edition.
Pantheon Edition. So this was like the big high-level collector's edition for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I just want to point out this box back here. This is massive. This is probably the biggest collector's box I've ever seen.
Pretty huge.
I think it's bigger than the Tekken 7 or the Gears 4 box that we had.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's large.
And we have a fan that likes to make fun of me for talking about the boxes, but I really like this box. I like the design on it. It's very Greek and the cool design and artwork and stuff. But of course, it's what's in the box that matters. We're doing this a little bit different. Obviously, we've already taken everything out of the box, and this is Chris's edition, so later on he's going to tell us if he thinks it's all worth it. But right now, let's break down everything that you have to excuse my voice. It's it's been a crazy weekend, but we're going to go ahead and break down everything that came in the box. Let's start with the game first. It comes with, this is the gold edition, right?
Yes.
So the gold edition, that's actually the version I purchased for myself.
Right, yeah, the gold edition. So it comes, in the game, it's got a cool slipcase, as you can see, and then it is a very nice steelbook. Like on the front, we've got. Do I have it backwards right? Yeah. No, there we go. Haha, just kidding. On the front, we've got like a Spartan helmet, and then on the back, the cool Spartan helmet inside the Assassin's Creed. But it's really. And I'm sure David would agree, like nice gloss. It's really well done. Like
I know I overused the phrase, but I always talk about that nice clean art. That's what's on there right there.
It's really, really nice in there.
And then on the inside, it's got some pretty cool art as well.
Yes,
correct?
it sure does. It's got basically the art of the two statues that you see behind it on there. So it's got Alexios jumping down to kill some type of, high-ranking mercenary officer or something like that. Clearly doesn't want him to survive.
And then that also includes the season pass with it, correct?
It does include the season pass, and also there is some bonus content. There are 2 missions. One of them, I think, actually you could only get by pre-ordering the game, I'm pretty sure. And then there's one other mission, I can't tell you the names right off the top of my head, but I did download them whenever I had put it in. And also, I got an email. There was supposed to be a digital key for a digital armor pack that they forgot to add to the edition. So Ubisoft is usually pretty good about this. They said they're going to send me the code, and in addition, they're going to give some Helix credits, which are the real money credits that you can use to buy armor, XP boosters, different things like that.
Right. And so, of course, you mentioned the statue. Let's just go ahead and jump to this huge thing right here. Tell me about it. This is,
Yeah, and this is, so I'm sure a lot of y'all know, Alexios or Cassandra is the main character you can pick. I won't go into any stories, so I don't spoil it for anybody, but this is him, and some basics is a mercenary, so he's fighting somebody. I don't know exactly who this guy is, but the statue is also really big. I would say it's at least a foot and a half, maybe a foot and a half from the top to the bottom, with him jumping off the pillar. It's really nice because there's a lot of intricate detail on the statue. All the weapons actually were not part of the mold. They were separate, so they can actually come out. You can twirl them around, move them, see everything. Even his sword right here actually is a holster that you can put the bowstring. It's an
actual string.
Yeah, it's an actual rubber band string that you can see the detail on his Spartan shield down here and on the column that he's jumping from. The same thing with the soldier, this trident, it's not a trident, excuse me, it only has 2 prongs, but still, it has the grip, it's maybe a little tough to see, but it's etched and everything right there with the grip on it. It's very well done. Everything's flexible, everything moves, and there's texture on everything. it's a really intricate, really well done statue.
And then these are actually like two separate pieces, and it was possible to get just this. It's Alexios, right?
Yes.
This Alexios statue in a small, I guess cheaper collector's edition.
It's like one step down, I want to say.
Right, and then this version included both of them, and they just kind of fit right together.
Yep.
And I actually really like the detail too on this
whatever you call it, because it looks like they stepped right out of a scene from the game, somewhere.
And
it's really good.
The design on the shield.
I agree. I actually really like that, and the detail they put in the shield. Like you can see it's worn. There's like scuffs and things like that. Also with the paintwork they did.
This is a really nice. I was tempted to get this edition. Just couldn't quite swing it, but it's a nice figure. So
it is nice. I am thoroughly impressed. I have to say, it's like the pictures didn't do it justice, and then when I got it in my hand, I was just like, "Wow, this is really cool."
That's always the best when you're not sure. You think, "Okay, I'm going to give it a shot," and then you get it, and you're like, "Yes, this is yes." So.
It worked out really well.
All right, so that's not just everything that came in there. We've got a few other items here. Maybe we'll just start. As y'all know, I have my trifecta, the soundtrack, the art book, and the steel book. This had all three, so I'm definitely jealous. First up is the soundtrack.
Yes, the soundtrack is nice, right? It has
21 tracks.
21 tracks on it.
Always good, so it's not just one of those little CD samplers some of them do. And Assassins has always had good
yes,
music.
I can say I've played, let's say 3 to 4 hours of the game so far. The music is very good. It's really epic and sweeping. Like if you played Origins, the same type of style music where when you're roaming around the countryside, you're like, it's like, oh man, cool. And then especially, this is, I guess, weird to say, but the menu music, it's got really good. It makes you feel like I'm definitely on an Odyssey. Like, wow, this is really big. Like I'm going to do a bunch of stuff. It's really good.
That's cool. Okay, and then the other favorite item, the art book.
Ah, yes, the art book.
We had just talked about this style of art book with the Spider-Man Collector's Edition. I like these because a lot of games have these. They're a little smaller, but they are the hardback.
Yes.
And they always look good, all these smaller art books sitting together on the shelf. You're a fan of art books too, right?
Yes, I sure am. And I could be wrong, but I think this particular art book style, I think it's called an A4 art book because I think that is the page size.
Okay.
That's what that's referring to. There's like A4, A5, A6, A8. It's just the particular page size. That's a designation that paper companies use.
Gotcha.
So that you always, if you ask for an A4 size paper, no matter where you go, that's the same size paper that it'll always be.
That's cool. And yeah, and it's got a lot of cool concept art in this one.
Yes, I flipped through that as soon as I got it, and it has a lot of good stuff. It shows...
And it's a lot of hand-drawn. Sometimes some art books mix in the 3D models and stuff, but this is a lot of hand-drawn.
Hand-drawn,
nice.
like you said, concepts, environments. Like there's a lot of close-ups of... I think this one actually tends to focus on Cassandra a little bit more, but it's all nice because I think actually... Cassandra is canon. Like in the book that released, I'm almost positive she's actually the canon character for this.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can pick to play as a male or female character, and supposedly the female character may actually be the canon character because there was a book that they wrote and it was about her, so that some people say that makes her the canon character. But
correct.
Very cool. Did you pick Alexios or?
I picked Alexios. Okay. Yes, and I don't think this is a spoiler. You find out early on that Alexios and Cassandra are actually brother and sister.
I think I had seen that before the game.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they said that, so that's what it is. But yeah, and I, the opening, it does some things, and I feel like if you probably pick the other character, that just like maybe their ages and stuff like that would probably reversed so that you could do that.
So we still got some more items. What's that over there?
This is pretty cool. This is a map, and it has like the assassin symbol on it. But it's a map of the Aegean Sea and surrounding islands that the game takes place, which the map is supposed to be larger than any Assassin's Creed game that has come before it. But as you can see, it's a pretty good size here. And it is mostly water, so sometimes we're like, oh, that's just, we're making it falsely large. But ship combat plays a huge part in this game, considering Greece is an island, and the islands off Greece. It's a coastal country, and there's lots of islands. So
the maps are always fun to get, especially like this is a nice detailed one.
Yes, it
lots
sure
of cool.
Right, and even in the background, like it's got like a pattern of waves, kind of. You can see it in the background.
Got some whales and some sharks sticking around.
Yes.
All right, and then this is a bonus. This actually came with, I think, my version as well, the gold edition.
Yeah, it's the lithograph.
Yeah, so this is an Assassin's Creed Odyssey lithograph. It says Athens on the back, and it has like the signature of the artist.
I think so.
All right, so that's everything that was in this set.
Correct.
Seems like a really good set. But that brings us to everybody's favorite part, the was it all worth it? And of course, like I said, this is Chris's collectors, so we're gonna let him run it down. Now the cost of this, you had to get this directly from the Ubisoft store.
Correct.
Was $220?
Yes, $220.
Okay. So we paid $220 for all this, and then as usual, what we'll do is we'll subtract the price of the game and the season pass. So the gold edition goes for $110. So that actually knocks us down to $110.
Right.
So that was half the price of this collector's edition. It was right here in the season pass in the game, and then of course some of that bonus digital content outside of the season pass. So it's up to you what order you'd like to go in. Do you want to start with the big item, do the small items first, or
sure? Okay. And so the statue, I mean, you heard me talking about it earlier. I think it's definitely, I would be hard pressed to say the statue itself, you could find similar statues for other IPs at the 110 price, maybe even more. This statue alone, I feel like is definitely at least a $60 or $70 statue. Yep. Would you agree on that?
I would.
Looking at the detail and everything, absolutely, and the way everything goes, for sure. And then coupled with this, I would say almost by itself, I would say these two statues together would equal the rest of the 110 price that is there.
That makes it easy. That makes it worth it right there.
Yes, so. Like right there, like, because I said the in person, especially if you get a chance to, if you've gotten one or you get one to see one somewhere it's set up, the statues are really, really well done. They're really detailed.
And I just noticed really too, like the faces are really good.
Yes.
I know sometimes some statues the faces
just like like muddied, but you can see Alexio's face. He's got a visor, but you can see his face. But even the visor, because it's like a clap visor, face visor, and it's really well detailed in there as well. So I could definitely see the rest of the price just being in the statues. Like, I would have been sad if that was all that was there, but the statues for sure are worth it. Cool. The map is really cool, but that's always kind of a negligible thing to me personally, because the maps, unless it's a map that was like a cloth map or something like that, then you could start to assess value. But this, I feel like that's not too much. Like, you and I get like Loot Crate, like maps and things like that. It's something that's easy for them to kind of throw in there. So that's kind of, you could say, costs maybe $5 or something like that. The art book, as David mentioned, is really well done. Not only does it have like 3D models, I do like the fact that it's got a lot of hand-drawn art in it, so that I know they had to make the prints, but that means that it took a lot of time to collect the things in there. So that's easily, I would say, would you maybe like $20-$30 worth of content probably in that art book, for sure. Like, if you buy art books separate, a lot of times they'll go for $20 to $50, stuff like that. I think I bought a Borderlands one, and that was probably like $45 or something like that. The soundtrack too, that's like, it's a soundtrack, so I'd say that it would be at least $10 for a soundtrack, because that's a standard price to get for a soundtrack of whatever it is you're going for. But the music is good in Assassin's Creed, so that's always nice to have. And the lithograph too, for me, is always probably the most difficult thing to assign value to, because it depends on how many were made and how much in demand they are. This lithograph is it's pretty, like it looks good, I like it, but I just don't know exactly how much in demand the lithograph would be, and how many people do collect lithographs instead of, it's not like a painting or something like that where everybody's like, oh, and Assassin's Creed is popular, but it's not like, say, those Zelda lithographs that came out that everybody just freaked out about. They're like, I need these, let me frame these right now. But that's still, I would say it's at least got to be another $10 there or something like that. So
it's good to hear someone else's opinion on this stuff. Like, I would have actually valued this a little bit lower just because of its size. Not
that's
that it was
true
bad,
too.
but like $10 to $15.
Yeah.
I was like the bigger ones,
Yes.
The soundtrack, I'm right on there with you. Same thing. I usually go a little higher when they come in a nice jewel case.
Right. Exactly. That's a little bit more.
Otherwise, I think we're pretty much on the same page with everything. So very cool. If you guys like this video, do the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, check out some of our other videos. Let us know in the comments, though, what y'all thought, if any of y'all picked up this big one or maybe one of the lower level ones. And, of course, let us know if you want to see Chris come back, do some more videos.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of
fun. But, yeah, check us out, and y'all go ahead and get out of here, because I got to jump online and see if I can find me one of these. So. All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
Take it easy.